What has been happening with subsidy money? We don't know. This is why we think subsidy is still being paid. The government has not come out publicly to tell us about it. The president had his broadcast. It was something many people hoped to hear. Something about petrol. What is happening? Where is the money for subsidy going to? What are we using it for? We did not get that. In fact, we still have the government borrowing money. So what are we doing with the ones we've been saving up from subsidy, which many have said is amounting to hundreds of millions of naira? Where is that money going? My guest this morning is the TUC chairman in Rivers State, Foster Onyefuru, is joining us via telephone.
Where is the money?
Hello, Mr. Onyefuru. Thank you for your time and good morning.
We did not get that. In fact, we still have the government borrowing money.
Please, sir.
So,
hello.
What are we doing with the ones who've been saving up from subsidy, which many have said?
All right, I don't know if he can hear me, but sir, if you can hear me, please, you need to turn down the volume of your radio set completely so we can get on with the conversation. All right, thank you for joining us. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello, sir. Yes, thank you for joining us. Good morning. We can hear you.
Hello?
We can hear you, sir. We can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir. We can hear you very well.
Hello?
Okay, I think at this point we might have to try and get in touch with our guest again. We'll try and reconnect. It's been crazy with the service providers the past couple of days. And if you notice, this issues with the service providers actually had started around the festive period. It wasn't like it just came now, but maybe we didn't pay much attention to it. But then it's becoming increasingly a concern because not just one service provider, different networks, the same problem. Well, we'll try and reestablish contact with my guest now and get into the conversation. But in the meantime, join us on Facebook, Nigeria Info 92.3 PH, and let us get your response. I'll take our minds to this. When it got to 300 naira a litre, Nigerians said, no more. It cannot happen. They will not increase it again. And then it went to 500. And people complained, and then we settled with it. And we started to, it got to 400, 500, and we settled for it after complaining that we will not take it. And then when it was hinted that we go to 600, everybody shouted again, no. And then it got to 600. And then after a little complaint, here we are. Now it's normal. Everybody's buying petrol for 600. Some people even buy for 800. Some people buy for 1,000, depending on your location and where you are and how the petrol gets to you. People in Bonny, for instance, don't buy 600. I'm very sure of that. So, my question now is, will Nigerians continue to accommodate? We've heard it again that it might get to 1,000. That is what it should be. That's a suggestion. Do Nigerians have it in them to accommodate more? Or is any further increase going to be the last straw, the one that breaks the camel's back? Is any further increase going to be the last straw? Is it going to be the one that breaks the camel's back? Or, as usual, are we going to have people just complain and then eventually we settle with it and continue life like it never happened? That's the question. Can we take more? Or is this it for us? We can't take any further. Well, let us know what you think. Get on Facebook, Nigeria Info 92.3 PH, and drop your comments. Let us hear your thoughts. We have filling stations shutting down. We have marketers telling you they can't be in business. They can't do this anymore because they can't source for the price and then sell at the same price. And that's why some of them argue that subsidy still is being paid. Otherwise, they should not be selling for a price that's lower than the price that they bought. I mean, they are businessmen and they want to stay in business. But the NNPC Limited, the government, has kept saying, no, there's no subsidy in any way, shape or form. We don't understand what these marketers are saying. But then you would understand that anyone who has asked questions about how and what are you doing with subsidy monies, is asking the right question, because since we got the removal of subsidy announced after the president was sworn in, we have not gotten any account of how these monies have been saved, how much has been saved. I don't think anybody's addressed the country and told us this is what we're doing with subsidy money and all. So people who ask that question, you would say that they have every right to. Let me go to my guest now, the TUC chairman, Rivers State, First Onyefuru. Sir, you're welcome. Good morning. Hello, sir. Good morning. Happy New Year to you. Okay. And here we go again. Same problem. Hello, sir. Can you hear me? Hello. All right. We'd have to try and reestablish contact. It is really difficult. We apologize for any inconvenience this is causing the listener, but it's not something that's within our control. We'll just have to deal with the situation and the services that has been provided by the network operators at the moment. So please bear with us. We'll try again to reestablish contact and continue the conversation. Hopefully we'll get some insight into what the nature of things are and why the marketers feel that subsidy is still being paid. But beyond that, are you going to accommodate a further increase in the price of petrol? That is a question. 0817 923 0003. 0817 923 0003 or 0817 923 0007. Can we accommodate any further increase in the price of petrol? Very critical question, and we need to get a response from you, the listener, this morning. What's the way forward about this? Can we accommodate more? Sir, thank you very much for joining us. Good morning to you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Can you hear us?
Hello.
Okay, that's still an issue right now. Let's just go to the phone lines and take the calls from our listener. We'll get alternatives to get it across to our guests. Matter of moment. Just bear with us. But call us up on 0817 923 0003. 0817 923 0007. Those are the numbers that you can call to join the conversation. Do we have it in us to accommodate another increase in the price of petrol? Nigeria Info, good morning.
Good morning, you hear me?
Welcome.
Thank God it's first Friday of the year.
Yes, thank God.
If you hear me, I don't know if you have been following up what has been happening in this our oil industry. Somebody has come to tell us that we should not panic for the initial or the current rumor of increasing the fuel price. The other time, they told us that the refinery will be in function. Now it has become another thing. My question goes like this. Or let me say, is this thing not a calculated attempt by using this opportunity of telling us how the price of the product or fuel will be? Before we know it, it will still go to that amount they have rumored on. Now, just imagine, starting from 300 naira to 500, now it is up to 1,000 naira. Even as at day before yesterday, we are hearing 1,200 naira. If I want to let you know that these people want to let us know that even if there is Dangote and Port Harcourt refinery being functional, they don't want these prices to be below 500 naira, which will still not be comfortable with the masses. So I think this whole thing is not what we are expecting from this country. Then the president had told us one certain time when he assumed office telling us the subsidy that has been removed, that we had 800 billion naira for 2 months. And up to date, we have not been hearing about another month of that price, just like what the question is being asked. So let us be clear. They should tell us exactly what is happening in this industry, so that the people will know what they will suffer in future. Because we are comfort. Let me say that we have been mastered with the hardship of this country. Thank you very much, Ifeanyi.
Thank you very much. Your contribution. The WhatsApp number is 0809-030-6416. Again, 0809-030-6416. That is the WhatsApp number. So please do well to join and send your messages on WhatsApp. Get on Facebook and get involved. Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Those are the handles. Braid is on the line from Oginigba. Braid, good morning. Hello, Braid.
Yeah, good morning, Efim.
Unfortunately, Braid, we have very few seconds. I think you might just have to call back. Apologies, we can't make it with the time we have left. So just call us back and make a contribution. Magnus is also on the line from Mile 3. Magnus, you'd have to hold. We'll go for a very short commercial, and when we come back, we would take your calls and hopefully devise a means to get through to our guest and continue the conversation. Stay tuned. 27 minutes past 8. Let's get on to the phone lines. My name is Ifeanyi Andrew. Our conversation on the Morning Crossfire continues. I'll be getting to my guest in a matter of moments. But first, let's hear from Magnus in Mile 3. Magnus, thank you for staying on for us. Oh, we lost the call from Magnus. All right, keep your messages coming in on WhatsApp. Can we take any more increase in the price of petrol? And let me get over to my guest now, Mr. Foster Onyefuru. Sir, you're welcome, and thank you for being a part of the conversation. Good morning.
Good morning, Andrew, and Happy New Year to you and all our listeners this morning. Good morning, Rivers people and Nigerians.
All right, it's been really difficult getting across to you. I think the network has been really, really poor. So we just have to find an alternative because we really need to get your thoughts on this. Tell us why marketers still believe that subsidy is still being paid. We know, and the fact that you are in that industry, you have quite a handful of knowledge, and not just because you're chairman of the TUC in Rivers State. So tell us about this subsidy issues back and forth we're still hearing even till this time, when we've heard the government said subsidy has been removed. What is happening?
Thank you very much, Andrew, and thanks to all our listeners this morning. I bring you, fraternal greetings from the Trade Union Congress Rivers State chapter. I would like to start by just creating or giving a small background. If you recall, there is a report by PwC that confirmed that the total revenue for Nigeria in 2000 was about 10.8 billion, and this figure rose to up to 67.9 billion as at 2010. And then Nigerian government spent over 30 billion on subsidy in the last 18 years. And this, they claim, impacted on the funds that were supposed to be for critical infrastructure such as education, health, defense, road, power, and so on. And then in 2020, government borrowed over 1 trillion naira to finance fuel subsidy alone. And then on May 29 last year, the same government came up without following due process and arbitrarily removed fuel subsidy that they claim they spend so much on, and told us that they are going to be saving about 400 billion monthly, and that they are going to channel that savings to towards providing critical infrastructures and essential services, including also education, health, defense, road, power, and so on. Today, what we see is a situation where the 2024 budget clearly is a budget for the rich. In fact, it's a budget for the National Assembly, because the total budget for education, total budget for health, total budget for infrastructure, total budget for social development and poverty reduction is lower than the total budget allocation for National Assembly of only 469 Nigerians. What that means is that politicians and those in government clearly allocated budget to suit themselves at the detriment of over 200 million Nigerians. Now, back to the issues around fuel subsidy and the question you asked about pump price increase and all that. It is sad that our government today is still in political mood. They are still doing political campaigns. They are yet to begin to give us governance. They are yet to begin to prove to us that indeed they have the interest of Nigerians at heart. For example, Andrew, I was in your station one of the days last year, and you remember what I told you about the Port Harcourt refinery that they claimed will work we start production by 31st December. Andrew, if you remember clearly, I told you that I doubt, because as a key player in the industry, based on my knowledge over 22 years or 23 years industry experience, that facility cannot come on stream. But politicians kept on reassuring Nigerians. And today, where are we? Around 17th of December, hold on. Around 17th of December, they lit the pilot flare and started carrying propaganda that the plants have started operation. And we smile, because that was just to clearly mislead Nigerians. You cannot light pilot flare that you are using to test some part of instrumentation, and you claim that you have started production. Today, can we boast I will have 1 barrel of crude oil refined in that refinery? The answer is no. And do we have hope that that refinery will come on stream in the next 3, 4, 5, 6 months? The answer is no. So now, looking at fuel subsidy, government claim that they have removed fuel subsidy. Let them tell us what they have. They are using the 400 billion monthly to do. The petroleum marketers, I pity them.
Hello, Mr. Onyefuru. Can you hear us? Hello? Okay, at the moment, I think we're having some difficulties still. But you heard some of the revelations he's made. We'll get across to him and find out more just in a matter of moments. But what's even very interesting is the fact that he believes that the refinery in the next 3, 4, 5, 6 months might not still be running. And now that's a major concern, especially because we've been made to believe that, they have structurally completed work. Structurally, the refinery is done. That was the impression and the message. And I remember even asking the question, what does this term mean? If it is complete, it is complete. What is the need of saying mechanical completion or structural completion? If it is complete, it is complete. If it is not complete, it is not complete. If it's going to start working, it should start working. If not, it shouldn't be. And then the fact that a ceremony was held, a lot of people began to, create the idea that this looks as though the government was being desperate and wanting to get Nigerians to see. A lot of assertions started flowing in, especially now that the refinery is still not producing. So it brings us to this question, Mr. Onyefuru. Thank you. Can you hear us now?
I can't hear you. Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you clearly.
Can you hear me?
All right, this is also.
I can't hear anything.
Oh, this is still very difficult, but we can hear you clearly.
I can't hear anything.
Oh, really sad. Let's take some calls. We'll come back to this. 0817-923-0007, 0817-923-0003. Those are the numbers to call. 0817-923-0007, 0817-923-0003. Any of those numbers, you can call us and let's have a conversation. You heard some of the things my guests have said. The monies that we make from the subsidy monthly, be it as it may, we don't know what that money is channeled towards. We don't have any information. After we got one the first time, we haven't heard much. And that should be a worry, a concern. That's what a lot of people are saying. It should be enough reason for Nigerians to begin to ask valid questions. Mr. Onyefuru, can you hear us now?
You know what? Just go ahead, Andrew. We put up another this thing on. I'll use that to hear you while we speak. So please, I'm using another handset to listen.
Okay.
I can continue.
All right. We're going to find a way around it. Let's just go to the phone lines first. 0817-923-0007, 0817-923-0003. Those are the numbers to call. Let's go to phone lines and take those calls now. Meanwhile, on WhatsApp, this person says, good morning, if you hear me, Andrew. I believe Nigerians can and will adjust to yet another fuel increase. With Nigerians, there's no such thing as final straw that breaks the camel's back, because the camel's back is in our own case has no elastic limit. All right, the lines are open. 0817-923-0007, 0817-923-0003. He says Nigerians condone too much nonsense. Well, I won't say Nigeria will accommodate further increase in petrol price, because we've seen how our agitation has got us so far. But I would suggest the presidency starts fueling their convoys from their pockets. Emeka from One. Max is on the line from Rumomoy. Max, good morning. Max, good morning.
Good morning, Andrew. Happy New Year.
I wish you the same. Go ahead.
All right. I've been listening to the conversation concerning the Port Harcourt refinery, and as much as it saddens my heart, I'll be honest with you, I'm one of the many Nigerians who have lost confidence in the government of this country. They found out how effective propaganda is, and they are using it in their best interests. Because come to think about it, what does it really take to get a refinery running? It saddens me to know Nigeria is the only OPEC nation that does not have a functional refinery. That should be in the Guinness Book of Record. But anyways, here's the thing. I just want to encourage the populace, as much as we need to hold our leaders accountable, and see to it that we don't just fold our hands and allow these monsters to have a field day with their lustful desires of our common interests. We should continue to be our own government because we're already doing that. The average Nigerian provides power for himself, provides security for himself. We contribute funds in our neighborhood to patch the roads and the streets, and that's what the government should be doing. I can go on and on. There is no reason why education should not be free, at least for the average citizen of this country, to secondary school level. But anyways, with that little ounce of optimism that we still have left, we'll keep hoping for the best. It seems like it takes a wicked heart to be part of the government in this country, and it's unfortunate how they can look into the camera in the media day in, day out and churn out lies.
All right, Max. Thank you.
These guys are amazing.
All right, thank you very much,
But
Max.
Andrew, one other thing that I want to,
we have to move on to another caller, Max.
encourage those of you in the media, post your program on air. You need to build personality, grow followership. Let people like us follow you on every social media platform.
All right, Max.
So that we can keep these conversations ongoing.
All right, Max. We have all of our
content.
content. Max, I don't know if you can hear us, but we have all of our content on social media. Nigeria Info 92.3 PH on Facebook, and we've always mentioned it, so you can go and you would definitely find plenty of content. We also have our podcast, we have our websites, we're on Instagram, we're on X, formerly Twitter, Nigeria Info PH, all of those platforms, and you can join in on any of those ones and interact with the posts that we have there and drop your opinions. You can also get to follow me on all the social media platforms as well. Ifeami Andrew. Good morning, Maxine from Port Harcourt Town. Let's hear from you, and then we go to Braid. My guest is on the line. Yeah, Maxine.
Good morning, Gemini Andrew.
Good morning.
Sorry. See, I just try the best I can to control my words. But if you just look at it, I don't know why Nigerian leadership is just too wicked like this. Nigerian leadership is just wicked. Now, that's the wickedest of people in this world. I'm telling you, I'm telling you very simple. Very wicked of people. Now, why isn't it, as I said, why is it that God has blessed us with crude? God has given us crude oil. Why is it that Nigerians cannot refine, a country of Israel cannot refine just for local consumption? Not for possession, not for export, just for their own local consumption. Nigeria can't do it. We can't do it. We own country. We are the only country in the world that does not have the popular refinery. And Nigeria doesn't come out change. And the same of themselves. Every day they keep talking about the whole increase. But look at how Nigerians are suffering. And because they have free money, because they have free public treasury, they don't care. Even if money starts around Nigeria's position will buy. They don't care about what Nigerians are suffering with.
All right, Maxine.
It's very painful in Germany.
All right, Maxine. Thank you very much.
That I have told Nigerian labor congress that it is not just to talk. Let them be prepared. As they are starting like this, with the private what we think that will be behind. Nigerian government will be denying. They have never accepted one thing. They have not accepted only one revelation. Nigerian government has never accepted one revelation over the time, over years. They will deny because know it will come out safe. So NSC and TVC should be prepared. No information, nothing. Whether it is industrial court or not, you forget about those judicial courts. All of them are collaborators.
All right, thank you.
For all.
Let's go to Braid
we
now.
We find our food for our local consumption. We find it for us to use. Enough is enough in this country. And people get politicians, people get politicians. When they keep increasing, what are they doing with the money? They increase and steal back. They increase and steal the treasury. They increase and steal the treasury. Nothing to do with the problem.
All right, let's go to Braid. Braid is in Oginigba. Maxine, thank you very much. Braid, quickly, my guest, we'll get over to you, Mr. Onyefuru, in a matter of moments.
Thank you.
Yes, Braid, go ahead.
My name is Chief Comrade I.M. Braid. The truth is that if the country, Nigerian government, cannot give us a refined product, Why are they running after their artisanal refineries? Again, we have whatever it takes to have a refined product in Nigeria. Our refinery cannot go to the mainstream. And they will keep promising us. If you remember, Dangote promised us that by June ending, the refinery will begin to dispense fuel. And also, our Nigerian government tells us that by 31st December 2023, the Port Harcourt refinery will begin to dispense fuel. Today is 5th of January 2024. What are they doing us? Look at other countries. Tomorrow, World Bank will advise them to sell fuel at the rate of 1,500 naira. Those countries that sell fuel in that price, how much are their children are paying in the school? They have scholarships to their citizenry. How much is their civil servant earn? Compared to Nigeria. Look, a country like Nigeria, where Dangote is having all the raw material in this country as cement. How much is Dangote selling all that cement? How much is he selling Ghana? Why are they happy in suffering Nigerians? Our Nigerian government is so happy when Nigerians are suffering. Tell me, you are in that studio today. How much did you use to fuel your car? Can you buy a fuel of 120,000 and keep in your yard? And they will tell us that nobody should go on a panic buying. Who wants to go into a panic buying in this country today? How much should you use to buy fuel and stock in your place? And the government will come, NNPC will come and say whatever they want to say, and Nigeria will
Braid.
They are pushing Nigeria to the wall.
Thank you, Braid. Christian is in Aoda, Zion is in Jari, but first, let's hear from Mr. Onyefuru. Mr. Onyefuru, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you, Andrew, if you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you clearly. So quickly, just get your response to this. The subsidy situation and the talks about government still paying subsidy, filling stations are shutting down, some people can't stay in business. The product is usually not very much available now. I mean, you can't find, you see it in the morning, in the afternoon, it's gone. You can't find it when you go back. What is exactly the problem, and why do marketers still believe that subsidy is still being paid?
Andrew, thank you very much for that question. Before now, I mentioned that marketers, every businessman is in business to make money, and you are working to earn salary at the end of the month. Now, if prior to May 29th, 2023, it cost about 9 million for a food truck load of PMS, and the marketers will go and dispense and sell. Then today you are spending about 27 million for the same truck of PMS. The question now is, if truly you have removed subsidy, you also claim that NNPC, that is the sole importer of petroleum products, that you have also given licenses to about 12 companies or so to start importation. But those other companies don't have any access to Forex. It's only NNPC Limited that have access to Forex. How do you now expect this other licenses or you have given to perform? Because if we have 13 importers of PMS in the country, at least there will be competition. People will sell, importers will sell based on where they purchase from. And of course, you know that this is controlled by the cost of crude oil in the global market. Today, this morning, is about $78.1 for Brent crude. So now, how do you expect marketers, somebody that was buying 9 million before, to now buy 27 million? Where will he get the fund from? If he goes to the bank is not ready to finance them. What they now do is that they combine 2-3 persons, buy one truck, and then distribute among three petrol stations. What that means is that what we are seeing today is reality, because our government is adopting the strategy of plunging us further into frustration and poverty, to hold strong on us so that we won't be able to breathe as a people. Now, this same government have allocated to the National Assembly of less than 500 Nigerians a budget amount that supersedes all the critical sectors of this country that is supposed to benefit 200 million Nigerians. So petrol is just one aspect. Today, if the Port Harcourt refinery begins to work today, let's assume that refinery is working today and we are refining to total capacity. Andrew, there is no pipe network, export or delivery pipeline that is working in Nigeria today. NNPC have national network that is supposed to move refined petroleum products from the refineries to all the depots across the country. Today, that network collapsed many years ago. It's not working. So what that means is that even if Port Harcourt refinery begins to work at full capacity today, we are still going to truck. Andrew, in Port Harcourt where we live, from refinery to Port Harcourt town, we take you one day because there is no road. Then you begin to talk of going from Port Harcourt, River State, to maybe the southeastern state to the north. You cannot move from Port Harcourt to Aba. The vehicles will crash and tip over on the way.
In other words, you are saying even though the refinery is functioning optimally, and because those pipes and a network that were supposed to use to transport this crude underground to the various states are not available, it means the price will still not be fair, because after trucking, you would have to add that price.
Thank you. We will still truck. And Andrew, it might interest you to know that even the truck, the people the transporters, the agreement on how they will be paid for each product they move, government is not even living up to that expectation. Those guys are being owed. Meanwhile, they will use diesel to power their trucks.
So why do you say? Sorry, yes? Because we don't have a lot of time. Why do you say that the refinery would not function, in your view, from your experience, even in the next 3 to 6 months?
Andrew, when you get to an oil or a typical oil production facility, now come to downstream NNPC, the refineries. The refineries has modules. You start by receiving crude. When you receive crude oil, you do some work to ensure that the crude oil you receive, there is no ingress of water or some components that you don't want. Before you begin to go into the distillation process. Now, all this will be controlled via process instrumentation. You will have all this done, then the modules, when you do all the distillation and then you have the products come up, the separation, everything done properly. You now have the refined product come out and you begin to talk about this. I'm just giving an overview, not to use technical terms to confuse Nigerians like politicians do. Andrew, as of today, even the mechanical equipment in the refinery that is being revamped, they haven't completed tests.
But what did they mean when they say they've finished mechanical completion of the refinery?
They haven't. Now, Andrew, when you complete the revamp of that plant, you are going to do what is called pre-commissioning checks. And then when you do those pre-commissioning checks, you are going to generate punctually, because you may discover that there are things that may not work. Only pre-commissioning checks of that facility will take you nothing less than 2 months. Nothing less than 2 months. And today, December 31st is gone. What is today's date? Andrew, mark me. That facility is not coming up anything less than 3, 4, 5, 6 months, if it ever comes. Because when you do your pre-commissioning checks, you might discover that some things, some issues that may come up might require 6 weeks, 8 weeks, depending on whatever it is. Some items that may come up for you to work on may be out, may not be on-shelf items, components. I may need to ask manufacturers, and they'll give you timeline on when they can get it ready. Why are we deceiving Nigerians? Politicians should come out and tell us manage this country, give us governance, and not ruling us with propaganda.
If after the check,
Nigerians were clapping for the government. Even in your station, they were clapping that NMPC is working.
So what did they mean by mechanical completion? Even after all these checks, and maybe you fix what you need to fix, what would be the next process? What would be the next step for the refinery?
Come back with that question.
No, you just said now that they would have to do some checks,
pre-commissioning
checks, and then you might find certain issues that might need attention. After that step, what is the next one? Before
Fantastic. Immediately that is done, you commission the plant and then production continues from there.
So now they've not done that. That's what you're saying. But they said that mechanical completion of the plant is done. What did they mean by that?
Come back again. You're breaking, Andrew. I'm not following you. Just breaking.
The management of the refinery had said that the refinery mechanical completion. I think that was the word that was used. Mechanical completion. What does that mean?
Yes. What it means is that all the component parts, the valves, the vessels, the modules that are supposed to be in place, we have put all of them in place. All the connections, we have done all that. All the controllers, and we have done all that. That is literally what it means.
All right.
But
just
Andrew,
hold your
when
thoughts,
you have
please.
done that, that does not mean that the plant is ready to run.
All right, hold your thoughts. Let's take a very short commercial, please. We'll be back.
Nigeria Info. Right back.
TUC chairman in Rivers State, Mr. Foster Onyefuru. We'll be coming over to you, so we wrap things up, but just take these few messages on Facebook. Johnny Polycap says, Nigeria is bending. You stand up. Let's just take this country out of the hands of our parents. If not, it will be too late for us in due time. Excellent Inda says, sincerely speaking, the policy running our country lacks checks and balances. On this premise, our resources are ineffectively managed. What Olofari says, Andrew, to be honest with you, our government hasn't been serious with us. If they are sincere with our resources, the refinery would have been functional. I'm watching from the UK. All right, Tolofari, thank you. Andrew, good morning. Stanley Rentals, watching live from Omuma. Okay, keep up the good work. It's just a compliment. Thank you. Mr. Onyefuru, let's quickly just get back to you and wrap this up. We have plenty of messages, some of them coming in on WhatsApp. Before you comment, let me just add this one. Government lies to Nigerians at every point in time. And The journalists who want us to swallow those lies, hook, line, and sinker, Austin. Well, I don't know if that is correct, but well, you're well within your rights to view it in that perspective. But the truth is, nobody wants you to swallow any lies. We just want you to look at facts and express those ideas and facts within the rules that govern the job that we do. You asked if Nigerians can accommodate. Why? The Nigerian leaders have discovered the best way to give good governance to Nigerian people is to inflict pains on them, nothing more. Nigerians are also comfortable with self-inflicted hardship. Most of the political leaders are beneficiaries in this petrol importation and marketing process. Most of them own filling stations. It goes on and on. Let's get your last words on the show. So what is the way forward? What next now? Refineries, you're not hopeful it will work. So are Nigerians ready to accommodate further increase in the price of petrol in few seconds?
Thank you very much, Andrew. You may not be aware that World Bank suggested that the federal government should increase pump price to 750 naira, and NLC has already issued a statement and warned government never to try that. So you begin to wonder what is the interest of World Bank.
Beyond the NLC, I'm talking about Nigerians. When you look at Nigerians who are just average Nigerians, not members of TUC or NLC, just going about their day job, what do you think about them and their reactions to this increases in the price of petrol?
Yeah, we regret the increases because all of us are Nigerians. We suffer the same pain. We buy from the same market and all that. So the PPPRA should come out and make a statement on this issue of pump price increase, because it's not enough for us to see via social medias NNPC denying on all that. Let PPPRA come out. They are the regulatory body that is responsible for
all right, Mr.
price control.
Thank you very much, but we're out of time. Hopefully next time we get this conversation and when we have a lot of time to talk about these issues. Once again, we appreciate your time.
Thank you very much, Andrew, and bye. Thanks for having me.
My name is Ifeami Andrew on every social media platform. Ifeami Andrew Official on YouTube and on TikTok. Ifeami Andrew 1 on Instagram. Ifeami Andrew Official. Time for the news at 9. We apologize. We know that we didn't get all of the details we needed, but then the service providers were not friendly today. Hopefully, it's different another time. Stay tuned. Jude will be coming on after the news.